and the years of thy life shall be many. I have taught thee in the way of wisdom. I have led thee in right paths. When thou goest, thy steps shall not be straitened, and when thou runnest, thou shalt not stumble. Take fast hold of instruction, let her not go. Keep her, for she is thy life. And gotta remember at the same time, going back to the same precept, which is a powerful precept. So I'm probably gonna name it this lesson that Sirach 19 and 20. The fear of the Lord is all wisdom, and in all wisdom is the performance of the law, right? So we understand that since we fear the Lord, if we go against his commandments, that we're going to be punished, right? So instead of being punished, we fear the Lord and follow his commandments, right? Not eating pig, shrimp, ham, lobster, abominable foods, not committing adultery, not taking the Lord's name in vain, not going on what was it, not worshiping these idols, and basically we're striving for the truth, right? And there's more commandments. Like, I want to get this wrong real quick, right? That's not even, we're not stealing, we're not we're holding our integrity. But this is Sirach 4, and I'm gonna start at 27, right? Because there's commandments that aren't in the 10 commandments, right? But this is Sirach 4 and 27. Make not thyself an underling to a foolish man, right? That's a commandment, but that's in truth. Make not thyself an underling to a foolish man. If you do that, then guess what? Then you're not following the commandments of the Most High. Neither accept the person of the mighty. Strive for the truth unto death. So he's commanding us to strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. So that's incentive to do that. Going down, be not hasty in thy tongue, and in thy deeds slack and remiss. Be not as a lion in thy house, nor frantic among thy servants. Let not thy hand be stretched out to receive, and shut when thou shouldest repay. Alright, so just those are some of the commandments that the Most High has given us. That's why it says eat the whole roll. And this is Proverbs 2 and 6. Wait. I'm going to start with Proverbs 2. My son, if thou wilt receive my words and hide my commandments with thee, so that thou incline thy ear unto wisdom and apply thy heart to understanding. Yet if thou criest after knowledge and liftest up thy voice for understanding, if thou seekest her as silver and searchest for her as for hid treasures, then shalt thou understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of the Most High. For the Most High giveth wisdom, out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding. He layeth up sound wisdom for the righteous. He is a buckler to them that walk uprightly. He keepeth the paths of judgment, and preserveth the way of his saints. Then shalt thou understand righteousness and judgment and equity, yet every good path. When wisdom entereth into thine heart, and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul, discretion shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee. Right? And I want to line that up with that's funny. I always think that's in Isaiah. I mean, in Ezekiel. But this is Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Most High is his treasure. So basically, you can that's interchangeable with saying wisdom. Wisdom is his treasure, but all wisdom is the fear of the Most High, right? Wait, let me go. This is Sirach 19:20. The fear of the Lord is all wisdom, and in all wisdom is the performance of the law, and the knowledge of his omnipotency. We even know the the incentive for the Most High. Like I read some, like the long life and such, but the incentive to follow the commandments of the Most High is the blessings of obedience in Deuteronomy 28, which will be poured on us, the Israelites, in the kingdom of heaven. Right? This is Deuteronomy 28 at the top. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kin, and the flocks of thy sheep. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. I'm just going to read all of them real quick. The Lord shall cause thy enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way, and flee before thee 7 ways. The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses, and in all that thou settest thy hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee. The Lord shall establish thee a holy people unto himself, as he hath sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy power, and walk in his ways. And all people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of thee. And the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, and the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers to give thee. The Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven, to give the rain unto thy land in his season, and to bless all the work of thy hand. And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail, and thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath, if that thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy power, which I command thee this day, to observe and to do them. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them. Right? Because the Most High, that was finished with the blessings, right? The Most High, he builds up. Let me go back to this real quick. This is Sirach 1. And 19. Wisdom raineth down skill and knowledge of understanding, and exalteth them to honor that hold her fast. Right? So he's always building us up to for our betterment, right? So So why won't you want to serve the true power of the universe? Right? Keep going. The root of wisdom is to fear the Lord, and the branches thereof are long life. The fear of the Lord driveth away sins, and where it is present, it turneth away wrath. A furious man cannot be justified, for the sway of his fury shall be his destruction. A patient man will bear for a time, and afterward joy shall spring up unto him. And we're being patient in these times right now because we're waiting to be redeemed. But when we are redeemed, then it's gonna be a glorious thing. We're gonna be so happy, right? When YAHAWASHI comes back and secures his elect and saves his elect from Babylon the Great, America, before the destruction, then it's gonna be a joyous thing. We're not gonna think about what we went through or nothing, because we made it, right? This is 24. He will hide his words for a time, and the lips of many shall declare his wisdom. So that's, yeah. The parables of knowledge are in the treasures of wisdom, but godliness is an abomination to a sinner. Right? If thou desire wisdom, keep the commandments, and the Lord shall give her unto thee. For the fear of the Lord is wisdom, and instruction, and faith, and meekness are his delight. Distrust not the fear of the Lord when thou art poor, and come not unto him with a double heart. Be not a hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed what thou speakest. Like you're telling the truth of the Bible, but then next thing you know, somebody, you're celebrating Christmas, and somebody else, you gonna mess them up, and you're being a hypocrite, right? Because Christmas is not in the Bible, right? Worshiping these pagan idols and pagan gods, and following the ways of the heathen, that's a commandment. Let me go to it real quick. When you're following the way, let me just read it real quick. Jeremiah 10:2, or I start at 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. That sounds like a commandment to me. So we got the ways that we're supposed to learn, which is these laws, statutes, and commandments, and this the wisdom ordained to us that the Most High has given us, right? The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? That's what we're supposed to learn. These scriptures, this wisdom, right? The wisdom of fearing the Lord. It says, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Right? So that's clear, right? So anything these heathens are doing, was it the Leprechaun Day, or what's it called? Just these wicked holidays and such. You're not supposed to be doing these things. You're not supposed to be celebrating these things. You're not supposed to be a hypocrite in the sight of men, right? Because what they gonna say? They're gonna say, oh, well, you're doing it, you're telling me all this, and you're doing it, so it must be okay. Or whatever you're telling me, you're not even applying it to yourself. Like, so why would you even tell me something that you're not even following? Right? Sirach 1:29, be not a hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed what thou speakest. So watch your mouth. Exalt not thyself, lest thou fall and bring dishonor upon thy soul. Because we're giving our bodies for a living sacrifice, right? But it's not about us. It's about doing the works. And so God discovered thy secrets and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation. So everybody is going to see it. The ones that are in the church, just basically you're going to be through, because that's going to be on your reputation. Because thou camest not in the truth. Because thou camest not in truth to the fear of the Lord, but thy heart is full of deceit. Right? So you're being exposed. Which, like, IUIC gets exposed, like, all the time. Right? Just all these other reprobate camps being exposed. Adam Abbott was being exposed. Just all these camps being exposed, right? Because they're doing it for the filthy lucre. But we're really out here to let me show these other camps while we're really out here. This is Philippians 2 verse 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So we're trying to work out our salvation. We're working out our own salvation with fear and trembling. For it is the Most High which worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure. Do all things without murmurings and disputing, so we're not going against our elders that built us up in the truth anyways, that gave us this wisdom by the will of the Most High. We're not going against them. Verse 15, that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of the Most High, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world, holding forth the word of life, that I may rejoice in the day of YAHAWASHI, that Hamashiach YAHAWASHI, that I have not run in vain, neither labored in vain. Yeah, and if I be offered upon the sacrifice and service of your faith, I joy and rejoice with you all. For the same cause also do ye